Vision, we live on Zuku, and of course at the same time we're doing our lot on, that is the social handles of Facebook and of course the Twitter handle. You can always follow up what exactly is happening, and at the same time you will also do the updates on, that is the YouTube channel, and get everything there. Remember, we also got for you YouTube running channels of course West Nile Television. The website is running www.westniletv.co.ug. That's where you can get more of the updates concerning the West Nile region, of course, what exactly is happening, news and updates are right there. Those are some of the big ones that you can be getting. Owen Ezaga is my name. Linda Susie Benson Pastore with full force. We'll be giving you a lot that will be coming up right there. And of course, one of the biggest is the shocking results in different leagues that are happening, starting with nationals and of course the international stories that probably have come in there. And of course, a lot that is also happening. We shall discuss about the cricket team that is set off to, of course, go and represent, that is the West Uganda, that is the cricket championship that will be coming up right there. But of course, all in all, Linda, what's the pick of the day yesterday for you, and of course for today maybe?
Like you said, a lot of results, shocking results, I would say. And you already said my name is Susie, and 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Viewer, you're welcome. This is where we are to bring to you everything that is related to sports. I can see it's like an all-white party in the studio. Everybody is in white. I don't know whatever it is that happens. Nelson, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Susie. Linda. You have talked about the black and white party. I think the symbol is peace. That means we are all peacefully.
Okay, yeah. A very big one, a very bad start still continues for, that is Team Arua Hill Sports Club. And of course, one of the biggest thing that is happening is the Arua Hill Sports Club are still suffering a 7 straight, probably out of the possible. They've not gotten any win, and now 6 straight losses for them, and of course 1 draw that has come through for the team of Arua Hill Sports Club. Out of all this, it is very hard for them to get a point in this. Yesterday, they played a very big game against that is Sports Club Villa at that is Wankulukuko Stadium, and failed to pick a point. Of course, Nzima Ukewin as a substitute made things very, very easy for that is the Sports Club Villa. But of course, later on, Kalanda getting his first goal for Arua Hill Sports Club also was another talking point right there for that is the Congolese. But all in all, they couldn't, of course, make sure that they get the maximum points of 3. Instead, gotten late a consolation goal in the 90th plus minute. That came through right there. What went wrong for Arua Hill? What is going wrong for Arua Hill Sports Club?
We literally saw that yesterday when, as we were doing some of I will call it a pre-match analysis and in-depth analysis down there. We already gave it out to Villa, and we're like, it was going to be an easy one for Villa to collect all the 3 points, and we saw that coming right from first half. Arua Hill tried, by the way. I remember watched that game. First half, Arua Hill really tried, but then possession-wise, you would literally see that actually Soccer Club Villa outplayed Arua Hill in ball control wise and all that. You would see that Arua Hill completely failed to keep the ball at par. You would see that the ball would be intercepted by there is a Villa here and then all that, and then the goalkeeper of Villa that has formerly been a goalkeeper. He formerly worked with Calvary, and then before he moved to Villa, he was with Onduparaka Football Club. There is Angufindru Norman. He tried. I don't know whatever it is that happened during the 90 plus minutes, in the extra minutes where that very goal came in from a corner kick that Wahab Thiago took in there, and then we saw a goal come through for there is a Team Arua Hill, but then it was in the last minutes. Arua Hill, like I said yesterday, really still needs a long way to go. They need a long way to go. If you look at Arua Hill's full squad, you literally see that yesterday they suffered with substitutions. There were a lot of people that weren't in their best. You can see someone is playing, but they are not in the game. That was what I saw with almost all the players of Arua Hill Soccer Club. They were playing, but then spiritually, I don't know, their mind, you would literally read that guys were not in the game. Matches on the touchline, we saw there is Mbabazi Livingstone trying his best in giving in directions and all that, but then things still failed for Arua Hill. Whatever it is, Arua Hill still has a very long way to get back to the drawing board, to reorganize themselves, and I think literally it's getting late for them.
Yeah, you have spoken about the team spirit which is lacking at the team of Royal Hill Sports Club. You talk about the collective effort which is not there, and at the same time the brain work, and also not forgetting about the individual brilliance. I think it was the individual brilliance some of the players of Royal Hill, not Royal Hill, rather Sports Club Villa, they have possessed. You talk about Onzima Peter, who is now one of the top scorers in the league. You talk about players like Ngonde. To me, I've valued Onzima Peter as a perfect replacement for Darcy Charles Bale, who already left the club in the summer transfer window. Brain work is, of course, one thing. The players of Sports Club, of course, we have to generate on the table, and this one keeps on piling the pressure on that particular team. We are still discussing about Royal Hill Sports Club. Why am I saying this one? Teams like UPDF, you talk about Bright Stars, you may talk about teams like Gaddafi. In the last 2 seasons, they have always been struggling to see that they avoid relegation. Now they are winning games for fun. For the team of Gaddafi, I don't know if it's because of the appointment of Alex Sabires, the technical director. We never know. He might be having something little with the boys. The teams have started picking results. You talk about UPDF. The last 2 results have been so convincing, not even a draw, but wins. What does it mean? The 7 games, like Owen said, only a point. And you look at the teams that have always been struggling, I've already mentioned them. They have extended the points gap between themselves and the team does a Congo. That means quarter of the season have already gone. That means 7 games have already been played. The pressure keeps on piling on them. In average, we should say out of the 30 games every team will play in a particular season. That means if we are to take the average statistics right now, Royal Hill Sports Club will be ending the season with either 5 or 6 points. So that is a very big misery for them. We always continue to say they should up their game in the upcoming games, but when are they going to up their results is what we are going to see each and every time. They are always worsening with the results, but the fact is they need to do something.
Now, of course, that win takes, of course, the team of Sports Club Villa to number 8 with 8 points. And, of course, if you look at Arua Hill, they have sunk or sinked. Should they say sink? Okay, they have sunk. They are deep down in that is the relegation battle or bottom in. They are trying to see that they really need to. They have 1 pointer, likewise to KCCA that has 1 point. But all in all, I think there should be something, a motivation factor that is affecting the team so much. The quality of this team is also below par, just like you've seen. But all in all, what is going wrong is, of course, you've even seen, we talked about the coach. We did see a different coach being interviewed for the post-match, who was there. So should we say maybe as Borini left there, is he still going to be there? Those are some of the things in there. Of course, yesterday, the coach that spoke was a different one. Or have they added more names into the technical team and things are not working out? You can see that that is it. The kids manager who are with him is like, he's not going back, and that's one big thing. So you're seeing everyone is leaving, but you can't know why. Things are happening like that. You know, football without motivation, there's always a challenge, which is affecting every other club, even in West Nile here, including Royal Hill, including Ondubaraka. You see all these are the same challenges that are coming through right there. So it gives you what exactly you need to do as leader, to see that how you these players are there, because I can't play. This is somebody's profession. These players take it as a profession, playing football. So without money, of course, it's going to be very hard for one to be in there. But all in all, we wish them the best, probably to make sure they comeback is there. I remember the statement you made one time that it was yet too late to judge whether Royal Hill is going to be a relegated team or is going to be a relegation side in there. Should we say it is still too late?
I think Royal Hill now, based on their structural, based on their structures, I would say from the management, top management, up to there is the team. The table has taken shape, by the way. From now onward, someone can actually depict whatever it is. There is going to be the outcome at the end of the season. For now, someone can come out critically as if you look through the play of the rest of the teams, if you look through the table standings, if you look through the goals over each other team or each other club that is taking part in the Star Times Uganda Premier League, you can do your analysis and actually come up with the top 4 and equally the last 3, I would say, those that would be relegated and all that, you can see them. But then things change. We saw this happen at the end of last season, somehow Villa was for the race of the trophy, and then Vipers came through on the last day and sneaked the trophy and became the champions and all that. So Arua Hill, to me, I think if they get back to the drawing board and do things the right way, they could still survive relegation. But then it's getting late. It's getting late, although it's not yet too late. They can still survive on mathematics like how Onduparaka did the last season. But then for Arua Hill, if you look at the players, if you look at the management, whatever it is that is happening within the club, you'll literally see that Arua Hill is in a disaster state. And it's going to be quite a very huge process for them to reorganize themselves, because already, if they would do the reorganization, I would say they needed to do this reorganization as the season was off, from last season to this season as the season was off. That's where probably they would do reorganization. But now they cannot reorganize themselves as the season is going on. So I think this time around they will not survive. I should just change the statement. Like I said, it was too early to judge them. But then based on the teamwork, based on the squad, based on whoever is in the team, is in the club as a player, trust me, it is going to be a hard one for Arua Hill to survive.
So if you look at the table standing right now, you'll see that barely some teams like Wachiso Giants, teams like Saltillo Bright Stars are ahead of this very team. Gaddafi are trying to push in there, but of course the points, there are 3, 6 and 9 that are coming in there, and then of course 3, 4, 6, that is how exactly it is. So you will see that Arua Hill that has won, if wins any game, will go to around 4 points right there. But of course these are teams, Arua Hill has played its 7th game. Those two have not, those 3 haven't played any other game of theirs. Of course they will be playing their 7th game probably today and the next days to come right there. Winning, of course them winning will be an addition, but of course remember 2 teams shall be relegated right there. Now that's one big thing that I want us to talk about. Do you see possibility of this moving to relegation, or you still believe there's still time for them to get in there?
If we may take a look at the last 6 teams on the table, you talk about teams like Gaddafi, Wakiso, Bright Stars, KCC, Arua Hill Sports Club, not forgetting about the team of Busoga. You look at them, you weigh them, you look at their performances, and at the same time the quality of the players they are having with the team of Arua Hill Sports Club. So many will say, let's take the last 6. So many will say it's Arua Hill Sports Club. Maybe you may talk about Wakiso Giants that are not doing so well. But you look at the differences. A team of Arua Hill Sports Club only with a point. You talk about Wakiso Giants, a team that's based within the city of Kampala. They will not afford to go for relegation. I know the season has just started, but we will continue to say that. As I may continue to say that the season has just started. Like Susie said, the table has already started taking a point. And any Arua Hill fan, of course, may not look at me as a bad person with the statement I'm going to come up with it. That's how it started for the team of Onduparaka Football Club. Once you start to drop points like this, the rest of the teams, I think I'm repeating myself, I've ever said this one for several times, teams will keep an eye on you. Each and every time you learn on an opponent, the team will want to pick every result against you. And you look at the upcoming game for the team of Arua Hill Sports Club. That is the reason as to why when you asked me into my first discussion, I said, when are they going to pick their first maximum number of points? The next for them is up against the Wounded Bull FC, who has just lost their unbeaten record. Are they going to pick something? Is what people are also waiting to see. Arua Hill Sports Club, you compare them with the rest of the teams I've already mentioned. If we take a look at the last 6 teams, Arua Hill right now, I should speak this one open. To me, they are the worst team. If they are not serious, the first phase of the season, they may not even reach up to 10 points. And for you to survive relegation, at least, you should be able to collect a maximum of 16 points. But are they going to collect that one is what we are waiting to see. But right now, I may summarize by saying that Arua Hill Sports Club, if they are not serious, they may end up to be relegated.
Of course, the Bulls who are already done, but of course, Arua Hill will be taking out UPDF, by the way, the next game at and that is their home ground at Paridi Stadium. It's going to be on 24th of this very month, and it's a very big one before they will again go to, that is Bright Stars then play Wachiso Giants. I think these two would be the ones that they can try to decide in there. But of course, the teams are also not doing all that very well into this moment before they, of course, go again play URA right there. But of course, still more games for them. Probably you could see them get into the right way. So we're waiting to see how exactly that would be like. But all in all, that is a team that is coming in there. Yesterday, we did also see the team we are talking about hammering a Bull Football Club, and that is UPDF. They broke the unbeaten record of Bull by, of course, beating them by 2-0 at their own home. Maybe it's going to be because of parity, but of course we know how UPDF has also always been a disaster to all the West Nile clubs right there, including even Onduparaka by then, and Arua Hill when they've been playing last season. So it's also another one in there. Bull will be, Bull lost to, that is UPDF yesterday, and of course their virginity in the over the Uganda Premier League is broken.
This has carried on. I think the bad luck moved in from English Premier League down to our own local leagues down here. I would say UPDF didn't give a lot of hard time to the team on Dupraka last season. I think they were the first team on Dupraka picked their win, if I'm not mistaken, and that was last season. And probably also the last team on Dupraka closed their win with across.
Dupraka has not only played with Bull, UPDF once. It is.
Speaking about last season.
Because West Nile sides.
That's why I said last season, as on Dupraka closed their season in there is a started the Uganda Premier League. UPDF beating Bull. It was very shocking, by the way. It was really very shocking. Because if you look at UPDF right now, you'll actually see that in their previous games, they've not been doing so well. They've lost in games in the hands of certain teams that we didn't expect them to lose out the games. But then picking a win up against Bull, it was very surprising. There is to me, because if you look at Bull, they have actually been doing so well. They have been beating clubs for fun. They are seated at the top of the table of there is the Star Times Premier League and all that. So literally, whatever it is that happened yesterday, I think there was some little bit of mistake that Bull made that they really need to correct. Because to me, I as a person, I didn't really expect Bull to pick, UPDF to pick a win up against Bull, but then it has happened. And the next team that actually Bull is playing should be a little bit careful because they are wounded, like one of us said.
Yeah, of course, goals that came in from, that is the side of Chintu, who scored a goal, and of course Samwanga also got that goal for, that is the team of UPDF, to make sure, because they were at military Bombo military barracks grounds, where of course they got their home win comfortably right there. Did you expect that to happen yesterday, Benson?
I saw it coming. Why am I saying this one? It's the second time they are picking a win. The last one before yesterday's game was also a win. That win alone had energized them coming against the team of Bull. You know, an unbeaten team playing a team that sits in a relegation zone is always a tougher fixer than a team that they are sitting on top of the log, because the team that is sitting down will always want to break the virginity of a team that's still unbeaten. Then at the same time, remember, they have appointed a new technical director. Maybe that is also another factor which made them to win the game against the Bull FC. And this is going to be the right time for me to say whether this is a rejuvenated Bull FC, this is a rejuvenated Chitara FC, or as they have been lying on top of the log by mistake, because most of the people, most of the soccer fans of Uganda right now, they are all rallying behind teams like Chitara. You talk about Bull FC because of their performances and also playing around 6 games and not losing any. Now their unbeaten record has already come to an end. Will it be a slippery moment for both teams? Is actually what we're waiting to see. We will start observing this one starting today with the game in fact match day 7, the game of Chitara. If they lose it again, we will say that in fact their brilliant journey of course has already come to an end, and the same thing will apply to the team of Bull in case they will also lose in their upcoming game. That's when we will say that they were actually controlling the top of the table by mistake. That's what we are waiting to see. But UPDF this time, they want to get off from that relegation track early and finish in a better position. Like I said earlier on, the last 2 seasons, of course, has not been a good one for the team of UPDF, as we all know that they have been relegation strugglers.
Yes, of course, UPDF now lies number 9 with 8 points right there. But all in all, I want to also say that winning Bulu's next game is Bulu right now stands on table with 18 points. 15 points is Chitara. It's going to be a battle for that is the top. Where of course Bulu, if they beat Chitara, they will go to 11 points. And if Chitara wins, they will go to 18 points like Bull. So it's a very tight one. That's going to be a tight contest that is coming. Of course, during the weekend, probably we shall be waiting to see right there, because there's going to be a break for the drum. This Sunday we are going to see drums, Saturday's drums. So some games may not be played until that is the 24th of this very month. So those are some of the things that are happening right now, because it is one of the biggest things. But today, there are games that are coming on Kada. Let's start with the top games that are coming today. We do see that, of course, at 4 p.m., Bright Stars will be taking on Busoga United. Then we have also we have URA taking on Chitara. As of course, Kampala City will be taking on City Council will be taking on Vipers. So we want to see whether the Bright Star game will, if they win, they will of course go to 18 points, just like Bull. And then of course, if that is one thing. But big game that I want us to talk about is the KCCA Vipers. That is going to be at the Floodlights at 7 p.m. at that is Lugogo grounds right there. What are we saying about this? What do you think will be the game like for KCCA? Are they going to surprise that is Team Viper Sports Club?
I think this game also comes at the right time for the team of KCCA, because they are actually facing one of the biggest rivals to them, because currently they are the leading teams if we talk about UPL, but they have not been doing well like we have always been discussing this one. But the good thing is they are sitting at home. Sitting at home, it speaks something about the home team. But coming up against Vipers is also another team that is yet to draw points. I think the worst they have done so far is playing draws, and they are looking forward to go back to where they are always been known of to be, because you take a look at the last 6 to 7 seasons, they have actually been the real competitors, real winners of StarTimes Uganda Premier League Gong. But coming against a KCCA side, yeah, they may say that this is a team of late, they are not doing well, they are sitting in the relegation zone, but they should not also forget that strong mentality the team of KCCA is possessing, by saying that they're actually the biggest rivals to the team of Vipers statistically. And if I may also go back, you look at the history between the two sides, the odds, the results, everything has been favoring the team of Vipers, apart from the team of KCCA being the runners up in terms of winning the title. That's behind the team of Sports Club Villa, because Sports Club Villa, they are the record champion 16. The next one is KCCA, that's 13. That is the statistics I am talking about. But apart from that statistics I've just given, you look at the head-to-head between the two teams. Out of the 22 games they have played, we have seen the Venoms winning 10 of them. The 7, of course, have been won by the team of, have been ending in draws. That means you take away the 17. That means the 5, of course, have been won by the team of KCCA. That statistics, of course, will give you the summary of what you can predict ahead of this encounter. But still, with the recent form the two teams have been possessing, you look at the quality of the players, still, me personally, I will go behind the team of Vipers.
KCCA up against Vipers today at 7 p.m. I would say this is going to be a tough one for both teams. But then if you look at literally, I would say the odds to me, I would be favoring Team Vipers, because one, they're doing so well, and secondly, but they have a little bit better organized technical bench or a management team compared to there is a team KCCA. KCCA has a lot of issues. We discussed this in one of the consequence shows. I remember very well along this week as we ran through our shows. And then if you also look at the players over there is Vipers, I would say players of Vipers are more organized compared to the players of KCCA. If you look at both teams play, you literally see that there is a teamwork with the players of Vipers compared to KCCA. I saw KCCA play against Arua Hill. You literally see these guys actually don't know. I'm sorry to say that, but they actually don't know why they are put in the pitch. There is no focus, there is no mission, there is no togetherness, everyone is just there like to whom it may concern and all that. Unless they address that, there is when, to me, I see a KCCA will be picking a win. But unless otherwise, today's game, I literally also don't see a KCCA picking any win. Probably they could be chasing in the first win of the season, which I don't see. The best KCCA can actually pick today at home. KCCA is home, yeah. The best KCCA can pick home today is a draw up against Vipers. Benson, you said one side is home, they could equally win this, but we've seen a lot of teams being beaten this week home. Even internationally, we've seen teams being beaten home. Even locally, we've seen teams being beaten home. So these days, by the way, playing home to me has lost a little bit of meaning. Initially, those days, it used to be the hardest to beat a team that is playing home. One, they are acquainted to their ground. Secondly, they're playing in front of their fans. So they literally would want to appease their fans. They would want to please their fans and play out their hearts and play out the best from them. But then we've seen teams being beaten home. We've seen these days the home bit of it, the home mathematics does not really add up a lot. So odds to me equally are also favoring Vipers, and the best KCCA can do today 7 p.m. is a draw up against Vipers.
A very tough game that will be right there. Vipers know it's a decider for them to see that did they get themselves right there. I think KCCA still has a lot to improve. They have a lot of injuries also in their team, which is affecting them somehow, somewhere, because some of that key players are not into the team, and that's one thing that keeps affecting a club. Every time that you see you have no options that probably could come in there, but when you have the options, do they reach the standard that you need them to do? Now, Vipers, if they win this, they will go to 17 points. Of course, number 2 that will take them if, of course, the team of Chitara do not win. This is the time. Now, we're already 7 games. That means this is the time you're going to start knowing teams that are men and those that are also men. So you will differentiate between which team is going to, of course, make it. It starts from match day 10, match day 11, and you know that this is, of course, going, of which you're seeing how teams are. I was with one of my bosses and he was like, you know what, football in Uganda is funny. You're going to be seeing, leave alone the ones that have just come newly and who think they are going to be on top. NEC was flying, where they now, you see Chitara, they're already dropping a little bit, just like how NEC was. So that is how it is. This league, there are those giants in Ugandan football who will always want to push it right there. So I think it's one of the biggest things that you're seeing in there, but I believe it's going to be a tight game. It's a derby, Kampala derby, which of course will be played at Lugogo. But of course, again, you can't say so much Kampala because Chitende is a little bit a different distance away from the city center. So you would see that, I guess, KCCA will say they are home. So it is one of the biggest things that you could be talking about. But I believe KCCA, if assembled well, can get something, because today they may unveil Abdallah Mubiru. We're waiting for that. And Abdallah Mubiru understands the Ugandan football and players very well, plus the tactics that he can use to make sure that this works out in there. So it is going to be onto the coaches to make sure that they get there. Vipers is not that very threatening. Vipers is stoppable. We did see, I think, NEC beating them. Maroons was giving hard time here to clubs. I believe they can. So it's just a matter of your philosophy, your style of play, what exactly you want to put in there. So it's one of the biggest things that you will be looking into. But of course, we're expecting a tight contest. That is Lugogo today. And URA Chitara, what are you expecting from that game, Benson?
URA Chitara, this is going to be the first game for David Obua as being the new head coach. We have seen new head coaches. Once it is the starting point for them, they always want to start with a win, always with a draw. I think the game is at home. The worst for the team of URA might be a draw, because Chitara, they have already lost the morale. Why am I saying this one? They were actually running behind the unbeaten record they were possessing before. Now it has come to an end. And the second game, after being beaten, is coming against a tougher side. Not only a tougher side, but also against a new gaffer. We are talking about David Obua. He want to impress the fans, the players, everything at the club with a winning start. So being at home, maybe it's Chitara. I'm giving a little bit of 30% as a draw for them because of the form recently they have been possessing. Otherwise, the team of URA might end up beating Chitara again for the second time consecutively.
I trust the team of URA and David Obua will also what he did tremendously way back for Team Uganda before he left, and also equally out when he was playing football internationally. He did quite good. So to me, I think David Obu understands critically the Ugandan football, and being his first game at hand, I'm quite sure from the day of his unveiling up to now, he should have taken some time to understand the club. He should have taken some time to understand his players and all that. So we'll literally go there to judge. There is David Obua, of course, basically after the 90 minutes of today. But to me, I see URA going in for a draw in this game.